On this episode of the Hot Rod Garage, we'll see you later! Holy cow, dude.
Welcome back to Hot Rod Garage. I'm your host, Tony Angelo. This is my guy, Lucky Costa.
Hello.
We've got a really cool project we're digging back into from the HRG stable today. This is a 1972 AMC Javelin, but we're gonna build it into, if you're ready for it, an AMC AMX Trans Am Tribute Championship Street Car Road Race Weekend Ripper. The reason we picked this car in this version in this generation is because in 1971, AMC, as like a tiny automaker, won the American Trans Am Championship with a car just like this.
I feel like me winning Formula One.
Yes, that's why it's so surprising.
Yeah.
But that's our goal, is to turn this thing into a sweet tribute to that car, make it run strong, make it handle awesome, and really be a car you can drive around but take the track and rip around in.
We built the motor before we even had the car.
That's literally the first thing.
Yeah.
I went out, I bought a 401 V8. It's got stock crank, stock rods, and dish pistons. Because it's a 401, it's a little bit later motor. So we're losing a little bit of compression, but we still went high revving, Trans Am racer vibe with the rest of everything. It's got Edelbrock heads, Howard's cam, a Torker intake manifold. It's got a Holley 830 CFM carburetor, and it made serious power.
Yeah, it was well over 450,
Yeah,
something.
way over 450.
There was a lot of jaws dropping in the dyno cell that day.
It's a ripper. So then we spent an episode earlier this year getting it into a running and driving car, which meant everything under the hood is pretty dialed in. It's got a killer accessory drive. It's got a real nice cooling setup, 4-speed Super T10 with a QuickTime bell housing and a Hayes clutch. Then I took it to the track.
I missed that, but I heard stories.
Yeah, look, everything under here works great, and everything else is a train wreck. Stock annihilated suspension, completely non-existent stock brakes.
Seems a little lighter now.
Yeah, the rear window jumped out at one point. It was like, look, I'm not helping. I'm out. Look, it's just a mess. And our goal with this episode is to make this thing like handle and stop like a proper road race car. We're going to install a completely new, redesigned aftermarket setup from Control Freak. It's called their Freak Ride Independent Front Suspension. It will be rack and pinion steering, killer brakes. It's going to have a sweet sway bar on there, coilovers. It's just for these cars. It's awesome. We're not going to do all the old original stuff. You could do it. It would be, adequate or whatever, but we are going to throw a bunch of technology at this thing because it's a tribute, but we don't care about keeping it original. So there's going to be a lot of tech getting crammed into this old car.
Nice.
So hold on.
Stuff everyone can use.
Exactly. All right, let's put on the lift and take out all the nice stuff.
Let me grab a donut real quick, and then I'll meet you back at the lift.
That sounds good.
All right. I must have missed one drywall screw somewhere. Very cool of AMC to plan ahead and leave these parts trays. All you have to do is pull the fender off. You get a nice spot to keep all your stuff, keep your tools there.
We decided we're gonna pull the fenders. I'm taking the bumper off just to clear all the old junk out of the way and give us a little bit of elbow room to work.
Is that an old engine stand I see welded to the frame rail?
Yes.
Welcome to Hot Rod Garage.
Look at this. This is what you want out of your steering. The idler here is annihilated. AM, see you later. You know what I'm saying? These are the worst brake rotors I've absolutely ever seen in my life.
The suspension kit we're putting on comes with all new hardware, so I'm not bagging and tagging anything, which from watching the show is our standard procedure.
You are known for your meticulous behavior, attention to detail, general fastidiousness.
Bagging and tagging.
So Lucky was reading through these instructions. I'm just kidding. Lucky doesn't read instructions.
Dude, don't start off by telling lies, dude.
Yeah. There's two ways you could do this setup. Essentially, you can pull the motor out of the car, gain access to that rear suspension, lower the cross member, or you can suspend the motor in the car and then pull everything out of the bottom, and then you'll be able to put in the new tubular cross member and stuff we're going to tell you about in a minute. We've decided to suspend it in there just so we don't spend an extra 2 years on this project.
I've spent a considerable amount of time in suspension, so
yeah,
I can figure this out.
That sounds right.
Hey, guess what?
Battery's still connected.
Springs. Watch it, it's gonna start to move. It's letting out all the tension. Here we go. called the dulcich. Okay, I'm gonna do this one too. Make it pop. See it moving? I feel good about that. Now, I've seen Steve do this a couple of times. It's like a delicate operation. It's very technical. Ready? Done like a true professional. Handled.
Now it's 4 big bolts. This whole subframe will come right out onto a table. Old junk removed. Right to the scrap bin.
I hate covering up butternut yellow, but like new.
Lucky just bolted in the new motor mounts for the Freak Ride system.
They're just nicely welded, thick steel, 1/4 inch looks like.
And I wheeled in the central piece. This thing is a tubular K-member that we're gonna hang all the new suspension off of. You lose 60 pounds of weight overall, which is bananas. It's more adjustable, and it's a totally killer setup.
This is a K-member in a Mopar.
Cross member, K-member,
Scatter shield, bell housing, whatever.
spindle, knuckle, whatever.
Spindles, knuckles.
Ready?
Ready.
Up and in.
Yeah, I'm in. So we got the subframe installed. It has the brackets to hold the rack and the lower control arms along with motor mounts. So right now I'm going to install the coilover mount. The only hole we're gonna use is the stock one right here. Make sure it's symmetrical. Then we're gonna drill 2 holes through here, 2 holes through here, and install the hardware. On the inside, they actually make a plate that holds the Heim joint, which supports the steering arm. So yeah, we're doing 2 things at once. 2 things at once.
All right, I'm gonna toss my lower control arm in. These are tubular DOM, I believe. Beautiful. Lower control arms are in. K-member, subframe, whatever you wanna call it. Coilover mounts are all in. Pretty solid day, but we're gonna hit it. That's it, we're gonna come back. Upper control arms, coilovers,
Rack,
spindles,
brakes.
brakes. Yeah,
Nice.
be done, no problem.
Is that it?
That's it. You wanna throw some at the camera?
All right.
It's a whole new day here at the shop. We're getting ready to install the rack and pinion steering system. The guys at Control Freak send you these polyurethane bushings that are eccentrics. If you have a manual rack, they get aligned one way. If you have a power rack like we do, it gets aligned a little bit differently.
Oh, I should check that?
Did you look?
It has pictures. Of course I read it. I think the aluminum spacer goes to the rear.
If Lucky did this right,
Boom.
it's gonna fit right in. So while Lucky is finishing up the steering rack install, I'm going to assemble the Viking double adjustable coilover shocks for the front end. All aluminum unit. You can either run up here a rubber or polyurethane bushing, or this is a rod end Heim joint style, which is a spherical bearing. So there's no play here. The car's gonna feel very dialed in. So I've got the coilovers assembled. We're gonna toss those on the car, and right after that's done, we are gonna toss on these spindles. These are Willwood units, pretty standard stuff, but the guys from Control Freak come in and weld on these steering spacers to make sure you get your bump steer dialed in perfectly. We are waiting on upper control arms, so right after we get done this, we're gonna jump to the back and start on the cool
When we get here, I hear they're gonna be warm.
Yeah,
That's how fresh they are.
exactly. That's how fresh you are. Boom. Beautiful.
So I'm working on the back of the AMC later. I feel like I'm in a tunnel of rust and mud right now. This is disgusting. I'm gonna chisel all this stuff out, and we're gonna put pretty shiny stuff in here. Gross. I feel like I need a bath. Tony, tell me the truth. You did these brake lines, didn't you? Going up. I'm gonna pull the rear end out myself.
We're gonna upgrade this entire thing. What's going in is a triangulated 4-link that the guys from Control Freak make. It's part of their Freak Ride system.
Built specifically for this project?
Yes. Control Freak gives you brackets that we're gonna weld to the inboard, to the chassis of the car, and then enough to go onto your rear end exactly where they're supposed to be, so you can run whatever rear end you want. So the first thing you need to do is provide a place for these 4-link arms to attach to the chassis. The guys at Control Freak give you these brackets, and that is just about where that thing's gonna live, right there. So anytime I'm gonna tack weld something like this in, I try to do it in a place that's pretty exposed. God forbid we'd have to move it. Let's not make it a nightmare by getting crazy into some spot, welding it, and then never getting it out.
Is that a God forbid moment?
That was some South Philly Italian coming out.
Yeah, it was.
So we've got the 4-link brackets tacked into place, and now we're gonna get onto the rear end, essentially getting ready to tack weld the other side of the 4-link brackets to our brand new rear end that just showed up. This is a DiffWorks built piece. It's a local shop that hooked us up. It's 4'9" as you can see. It's 60 inches wide. It's got chromoly axles, Detroit True Track built exactly to spec with some 410 gears. These are the 4-link arms. They have polyurethane on one side and a proper spherical on the other. So essentially, that's a nice sort of road/race compromise because it's going to give a little bit.
Quiet it down, but still keep it not a lot of slop.
Yeah. There are shock mounts that also go in, and that's about it. So let's cram it into place.
Speaking of going in,
let's do it.
Careful on that exhaust.
Going sideways. Whoa.
Inches to spare.
Got that dialed in. Now we've got these lower mounts that are also shock mounts. They have to go on the rear end. We're going to sit them on the arms. That'll give us some way to sort of hold them in place, make sure everything's dialed in, and talk about tacking this all together.
A little right there. Go back a little, right there.
All right, so now we have the rear end centered in relation to the chassis, and we know that the front arms are bolted in exactly where they need to be. So we can move these so that they're the same width, bring it down the ride height, check everything again, make sure it's perfect, and then you can start welding.
And it says it in the instructions, in caps, bold print, measure everything 3 times.
Yes.
My fingers just feel like I got a suntan. So we tacked in?
Yes.
So all we have to do is reverse everything we just did, take it all out,
Yep.
weld it all up some more.
Yeah.
I want to make it go up and down right now. I just want to see it articulate.
What a great idea.
Going down, going down, going down to party town. Good times right there. Now let's just take it all apart and start over.
All right, we've got the rear end dragged out from underneath the car. We have the third member bolted in to keep everything stiff while we welded it together. I did a bead here, I'm gonna go over here, come back, blah, 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 piecemeal it all together, and at the end, ready to rock. All right, done, looking good. So we're ready to finally install our Ford 9-inch rear end from DiffWorks. I've got the brackets for the 4-link welded on. Lucky welded the inner brackets to the chassis and the upper shock mounts, which I see now we have to quickly paint.
Forgot to paint those.
And then we're gonna put this thing in for good. Yeah. Got it? Whew, smells under here. I am seeing spots.
It smelled bad when I first got in here, but now I'm kind of starting to like it.
So it's time to install our Viking all aluminum dual adjustable coilovers for the rear. I've got them assembled. These are 250-pound springs, and it should be ready to rock. That's it. I love it.
That's how we do it here, Hot Rod Garage. So part of Control Freak's suspension ensemble is a subframe connector. It seems pretty well engineered. It looks like it's gonna work well. It has a little support for the floor right there. Weld it to where the 4-link bolts to the back and then to the subframe of the front, which is part of the suspension. Ties them both together, and that's why it's called a subframe connector. Catch this, will you?
So Lucky is putting in these subframe connectors, and I'm gonna start putting our brake system together. A 4-piston Willwood setup on a disc brake with a drum in the hat of the rotor for a parking brake. Hopefully your axle has sort of a big access hole cut, which makes putting the nuts on there and getting them tight really easy. On our specific setup, it's a little bit more difficult, so I'm gonna feed them in with this tiny magnet and then grab with a 1/4-inch extension and tighten them all down. Just gonna lever it up and into place.
Same thing here. I'm just gonna work this magnet to get the plate in place and then to get the nuts on, tighten it up.
Tony's wrapping that up. I got the centering ring for the axle, the Wellwood brake rotor / emergency brake drum. These are the shoes for the emergency brake, and the rotor. So what I got here is a 4-piston brake caliper from Wellwood. The trick is to shim this up so that the rotor is floating right in the middle of the caliper. Boom, boom, boom. And boom, 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 boom. Another great thing about these Wellwood calipers is that they have these little clips to hold the pads in. Cool thing is you can pull the clip out, change the pads. If you're at the track, you want to change the compound, or just do it in a hurry and not get dirty. That's all you need to do. Thanks, Wellwood. You're the best. And it's in. Little bolt locks it down for safety.
I am just tossing on our rims and tires for this car. Again, old school vibe, small wheel, a little bit of sidewall on there for that old school look. These are 15x8 Trans Am Race Engineering mini lights, 0 offset, wrapped in some Toyo Proxy RA1 225 5015s, and they're gonna work incredibly well. Racers love these things.
Tony, I see you got some rims with your initials on them. Are there some with mine, Tony?
These are TA only.
What? You got a Sharpie I can borrow?
Fries are done, bro.
So I just removed the old cast iron master cylinder. This thing is valved for drums in the rear, disc in the front. We don't do that. This is a race car. So we got the Wellwood Master right here. Cool thing about this Wellwood Master is designed to put the proportioning valves or brake lines on either side of the Master. I put the plugs on the left side because that's where the hydraulic clutch goes, and I've relocated the adjustable rear proportioning valve onto the right side. Did some modifications under the dash. This thing's gonna bolt right on. Look at that. Let me just set these right here in the trough. Right now I'm gonna put in the upper control arms. These are pretty cool. They're Heim jointed, which keeps it real accurate. And gotta put some washers in there. Let me open these. Originally this thing came with this high-end brake system here with all kinds of extra adapters. Generally, you can remove this stuff and use it as a pattern. That's what I'm gonna do, use this as a pattern and make it all new out of 316 stainless. No, not gonna do that. Good about that. One of the many things that's cool about this whole body style is, you know, they got those parts retention and treat trays built into the fender wells. They hold everything. On the other side, there's 3/16, half-inch screwdrivers. On this side, there's chips here. And what are chips without dip? I think the dip is about here. We got some guac. Delicious, always fresh. You can't have just one. Delicious.
This thing looks sweet.
Wow.
All right, Lucky and I just finished putting the tubular sway bars on the front and the rear of this car. That's a must for any serious handling muscle car. It looks awesome. I'm pumped on this thing. So that is it for, you know, shop work for this whole season. We've got a couple things obviously left to button up. Power steering system is not dialed in yet. We've got to get a different pulley for our multi-rib serpentine setup, and we cannot connect the steering shaft because it doesn't work with our headers. So the guys at American Racing Headers on the East Coast are making those up. They're gonna get overnighted, which means they'll get here in 11 days, and then we will throw those in and hit the track. We've got our AMC Trans Am Tribute Project out at Willow Springs. Lucky's done a bunch of work to get the car ready to take it out on track. If you remember, we drove this car. I drove this car once before.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It was a disaster. The brakes didn't work. This handling was awful. The tires were rock hard. Motor, trans, beautiful.
I think I may have ruined this for you then.
We've changed all that stuff. Complete new control-free front independent suspension system. We've got their triangulated four-link in the back with that DiffWorks rear end, Wellwood 4 and 6 piston calipers, Flea coilover sway bars, rack and pinion setup. This car should be bananas. Lucky had to do a couple things to get the car ready to drive today. He had to get an aftermarket steering column to make the rack and pinion connect happily, but the key to that thing was ordering up a set of these American Racing headers. They're beautiful, TIG welded, full stainless. So they actually are the only things you can really use to make this rack and pinion system work easily.
And FYI, I played it off like it took hours to put those headers on. They fell in.
Fell right
They
on.
fit perfectly.
Yeah, he was just looking at.
I get paid by the hour.
Oh, it gets paid by the hour. I get it. I'm ready to drive this car, and I'm ready for it to be way, way better. And it's freezing here, so let's get going.
Yeah, I'll be over in the office where the heater is.
That sounds good.
Or I'll be in there with you in spirit.
Cool.
All right.
Let's get it fired up.
All right. So Tony's going to make a couple of passes up and down the start-finish line, the front straightaway right here, and burnishing the brakes. He's just going to be zipping it up to like 35 miles an hour, and then applying the brakes firmly to put heat into them, and then slowing down to like 10 miles an hour. We'll do that a few times, and then you park it and let it cool down.
Hard on the brakes. Oh, they're feeling good already.
It's funny, Tony in there with his beanie on and his Levi jacket and driving all aggro. Kind of looks like he stole the car.
Hard on the brakes. Not locking it down. Keep it moving.
That is the art of burnishing the brakes, which is a total art form, by the way. So right now, Tony's over there doing figure eights and just basically putting the car through its paces. Everything on the suspension is new, so he's kind of breaking it all in. I think he's just looking for a reason to stay in the car because it's warm.
Now, my instinct is to kick the clutch and do a bunch of burnouts. Find her out. I can't do it. These brakes are amazing. I was coming in hard, you know, just bedding them in hard, and they just feel really grabby.
They feel better than my Chevelle.
They feel awesome. Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. All right, let's let her cool down and hit the track. I'm putting on a helmet mostly for warmth.
Here we go. That is the sound of Tony taking it easy.
Woo, boy! This thing is unbelievable. The handle is incredible. Really, really nice.
Car looks good. And it is so cold, I would almost ride with him right now. That's crazy talk. I still wouldn't ride with him.
Whoa! That's some grip. Oh, my goodness. What is this car? Woo! Just try to get the seat to stop sliding around all over the place. All right, this seat has like one bolt in it, and I'm falling out of the car. Give me 2 minutes to try to lock this seat in. It's all over the place. I don't know what happened. I can't, this is not gonna do it today. This ain't it. Here. Grip is amazing. Brakes, great. Turn in, crisp. Like, adjusting line, everything's really good. But the whole time, I'm falling out of the car.
So we're gonna rob parts off the passenger seat, throw the passenger seat in the track, and then put this one back in.
All right, you got more washers?
Maybe.
I got one.
I really cannot feel my fingers.
All right, the seat is now bolted in better than before. So I want to get out there, get a little bit closer to finding that limit, you know, not blow anything up.
And he's back on the track. Here goes. Seat's bolted back in. 3 out of 6 bolts. That's good.
Woo! Man, she handles good. Limits are so much higher than last time. Last time we were sliding all over.
Oh, that is crazy.
Woo!
Tony doing a little tail wag in there.
Woo, boy! Oh, the brakes are so good.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. Dude, this thing is monstrous.
It's unreal, dude. I was getting after it.
Yeah, I saw that. You went by and we all just looked at each other laughing. It was pretty funny.
The turning is great. The overall grip is incredible. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. We've got lots to dial in, but I am honestly I'm blown away with what this thing did first time on a track with the new suspension and brake.
How did we go to the track and not break anything other than, I mean, a defective seat bracket?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
That's weird. That's just plain weird.
Craziness.
So that's it for this episode and this season of Hot Rod Garage. Way to end it, though, with this thing. It's incredible. This car drove like complete, absolute dusty garbage last time we were here. And
I heard stories.
Now it's awesome.
Dude, do you have any idea how fast you were going out there?
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like 7,000 in fourth gear.
That's
is what it did.
That's all of it.
All the way. It handles really well. Turning is great. Lateral grip is incredible. It stays flat. It's just a really good car. I'm pumped to get this thing looking awesome next season. We've got lots more great stuff happening next season. The minivan is going to be fast. The Buick, the Grand Trashtional, is going to suck less. Bone Marrow's coming back, and it's going to get serious as like a bracket car. Big thanks to everybody that made this happen. Control Freaks for this killer suspension setup.
Amazing.
Really works. Awesome. Willwood brakes also totally rule. Diff Works for putting together that Ford 9-inch that worked beautifully.
How about the headers?
American Racing Headers for making it all work together.
How about my buddy Omar Padilla?
Omar Padilla for coming in late and helping Lucky button all this stuff up so we could drive it today. That's it. We will see you guys next time. Don't forget to check us out on social media between episodes and between seasons.
Yeah.
The show is Hot Rod Garage Show on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Tangelo96 on Instagram.
I am still Mobile Tech Lucky.
We will see you guys next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bring the heat.
Storm's coming.
Are you going to the bar later?
I'm not that East Coast. I'm not up there.
You going to take the car?
No.
Where do you park?
You know, Boston and Philadelphia are not the same, right?
Not to me. It's exactly the same.
I love it.